All right, everybody. We have today we have in our midst a very bright student who studies civil engineer. Actually, he's one of my best students, and today we are privileged to have him here to talk about democracy and its impact um, on the issues surrounding Colombia and its environs. So today we are privileged to have him in our midst. So without much ado, I would like to introduce our guest for today, Mr. Juan Esteban. Hello, Mr. Juan.
Hello, teacher. How is it going?
Yeah, it's been great. And you?
So great today. It's raining, so it's really awesome for an interview. Not with all that hot of Villavicencio.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right. So without much ado, can you tell us something brief about yourself?
Well, I'm 25 years old. I live in Villavicencio. I'm a civil engineer and I'm majoring in geomatics, which must be like getting information, spatial information.
Okay,
It's more
great.
like that. Yeah. I like
Okay.
doing exercise and learn. I like to discover new things.
All right. So today, Mr. Juan, we're gonna have the privilege to talk about, democracy. So without much ado, what do you think what do you think about democracy? What do you think is the meaning of democracy?
Democracy is a system, is a politic system. Yeah,
Political system? Yes.
political system. Yes. That gives the choice to the people of a nation to choose uh, their governance. The president, my mayors, senators, all those kinds of people that have the power to decide over over the citizens.
Okay. And may I ask you, did you vote in the last election?
Yes, that was the presidential ones. I can remember. Yeah,
Okay, how old were you when you first voted?
it was when I was 18. Immediately, I got the age for voting. I I did it.
Okay,
I'm
so
not mistaken. It was for mayor of the city. I'm not wrong.
oh, okay. If you're not mistaken. All right, cool. So which year was this? Which year was it then? Which year?
2018.
Oh, okay, 2018. And what is the minimum voting age in Colombia?
18.
18?
Yeah, as soon as I got it, I voted.
Okay. Okay, so what type of political system does Colombia have?
Colombia has like a different system from others I've heard. Colombia is a social rule of law. What does it mean? It's not a communism, socialism, all the kind of that you can hear, but it's not capitalism as well. It's like in the middle because um, we have a government, we have the capacity of create our own enterprise and get on our business, get our money, but it's an obligation of all of us help others to be as well as we are. Yeah, that's why exists taxes, and the government has the obligation to ensure uh, work for everyone. That's something who's in the constitution. Yeah, it's not something like it has to be said and we do it because it's okay because we're good people and we do it and we do it that and we do that. It's because it's in the constitution and it has to be done. It's a rule. Yeah.
Okay,
So the government is obliged to give work there is another question that is solidarity, that is gave um, be sure that all the people in Colombia gets its rights. What does it mean? Um, home, study, education, work, um, health, for example. All those rights that are in the Constitution needs to be give to all the um,
Yeah,
population of Colombia.
yeah, it needs to be given. Yes,
Exactly.
it needs
And
to
it's
be
not
given.
something
Okay,
that they should do. It's something that is imposed.
okay,
That's kind of what is our as our political system.
okay. So what kind of can you tell us the different types of governments that are here in Colombia?
Mm, like types, like for example, I don't know, um, parties, or what do you mean exactly?
I mean, like when you talk about types of political systems, I'm referring to, whether it's you have the president when it comes to you have the president and you have the parliamentary candidates, and then when
Okay,
it
no, we
when it
have a
comes to
presidential republic.
it's a presidential kind of republic. Okay. So
Yeah.
what do you think is the arm of government? So you have the president, and when it comes to the regional basis, you have the mayors as well.
Yeah, but it's like we're not just like a hierarchy, because we have different entities that are in charge of uh, look for the others to have that they make their they work as it has to be done. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's not totally like a hierarchy, but
Like a
is
hierarchy. Yeah, like a hierarchy.
hierarchy. Yes, it's kind of circular, because one person watch the other, one entity watch the other, and it's like a circle. The only person who is kind of uh, invested in against the law is kind of the president. He's like the most untouchable person in this country.
Oh, okay. All right. Because he oversees everything. He's like the boss of the land. Yes.
Kinda, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And what do you think is the role of an ambassador?
An ambassador is the person who is in charge of get good relationship with other countries.
Okay, so like he's the person that is, you know, the middleman between your country and another country, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so like when it comes to the political system of Colombia, what do you think appoints um, an ambassador?
What can I say?
Do you think the president appoints an ambassador to another country?
That's the job of the president. He does it.
Okay, do you think it's a good idea for a president to appoint an ambassador, or do you think it is important for them to be elected, like how the president is being elected, after every 4 years? Do you think that is also, possible for ambassadors to be elected in such a way?
I think it's kind of difficult to say, because that system, I don't know. Let's say that you have a good ambassador, and each 4 years you change it, but that ambassador has good relation with that specific country, and understand their system and how do they live, how do they like to be talked or greeted. So it's like start again each 4 years,
Okay, so do you think
losing all that has to be done.
okay, why is it important to have a reliable ambassador? What do you think? It has to be somebody who has to be trustworthy, like well reliable. Why do you think that is important?
Well, that's important because there are, I think, two specific topics. Why is this important? The first one is because almost, I think, lots of countries have commercial relations with others. So stop receiving a product from another, for example, industrial products. I mean, for example, like China or United States, that we got some produced products, like for example, oil. Yeah, we don't create our own oil. So
Like
what do we
like
do?
Colombia doesn't produce its own oil.
No, it take it, export it, and it gets back in a product that you can use in a car, in a motorbike, or something like that.
Oh, okay. So it means Colombia
It just
doesn't
exploited.
doesn't doesn't refine the products.
No,
Oh, okay. So it exports the crude oil and then it gets the final product as petrol back. Yes?
exactly.
Oh, okay.
And it's more expensive, of course. But that's not what I'm talking about. Second thing is that, for example, we need to have a good relation with the United States. For example, I don't know if that happens in others, because in fact, the United States invests an amount of money to our country uh, for different stuff. For example, recently in the I don't know how to say it. All that people that came from La FARC and then became citizens. Well, all those people are like protected and invested from the United States, and there are a lot of projects for creating homes for them, work. So they invest money in us, especially they invest money in everything that like hurt themselves. For
Yeah.
example, anti-narcotics and stuff like that.
Okay.
So
So
it's a lot of money.
yeah, I think so. Yeah. Um, what do you think are some of the characteristics that a good ambassador should have?
He needs to
Yeah,
he
some
needs to
of
know
the
how to talk.
characteristics.
He
First,
needs to know how to talk to that
okay,
specific country,
how to
how
talk.
to write.
Okay.
Um, he needs to be humble. I don't know if you heard, there was one occasion when one of our ambassadors in the United States said some bad stuff about how they were treating Colombia, and it was recorded in voice, and it got in all the social media. So I
Oh,
think that's not possible to happen.
oh, okay. All right. And can you tell me who is the mayor of Villavicencio
Right now is Felipe Harman.
and who is the governor?
Uh, I know his name is Juan. Juan Guillermo Zuluaga, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, like between these two leaders, yeah, who are overseeing the affairs of Villavicencio and Meta as a whole, what do you think they are doing well? What do you think they are doing well for Meta and for Villavicencio? So first, let's take for instance the work of the mayor. Do you think he's doing something well for the citizens of Villavicencio?
That's, I don't know what to say about it. Something that I know Felipe Harman is doing well is getting in touch with young people. That's
Okay.
something I can say, because young people is used to to express their feelings about the politician life in the
Yeah,
social media. You know, Facebook, WhatsApp, status. So is is really said that he's doing a great job on social media. So what it means is that young people is
young people are.
it's okay with their job.
Oh, okay. And what about the governor, the governor of the census, or for the governor of Meta? What do you think he's doing that is you think is a good thing?
I don't know. It's kind of difficult because he had a great image before before the election.
Yeah.
When he was in the election phase, there was heard that he received a lot of money for his election. So it's kind of difficult to say if he's doing a good or a bad job. I don't know what to say.
Okay, but you think he's a good leader? Yes.
No, no, I don't know how to. I don't know what to say. He has a good image, but if he's a good leader right now at this moment, I don't know.
Okay, so with time we can justify if he is a good leader or not. Yes. With time.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. All right. What are the main political parties in Colombia?
Right now, although it's like the most hated, I think, is el Centro Democrático.
Okay, so like there are two main political parties in Colombia. Yes.
No, I don't know what to say. It was at the beginning. It was El Partido Libertador and Conservador. That's like the division that has always been in Colombia. But then it appears lots of parties. And right now, what people used to think is that has most power is El Centro Democrático. Why? Because the famous Álvaro Vélez, who has a lot of power, and all that is being done is it has been said of him.
Okay. All right. We move on to the next question. How do you decide, you know, how you will vote? How do you decide that?
I used to hear what is said about all that kind of people and what is uh, seen on the city. For example, I don't know if you heard about Manguito,
No.
senator. No, okay. He was Manguito was elected in the head, covered um, like the support of Gustavo Petro.
No.
But when he got into the position of senator, he changed his political party. It was bad, but that's not the point. Just to referring who that person is. The thing is that at that time I was working in downtown and I got into the bus to get to my job. When I did that route, I started to looking around.
Yeah, I started looking around.
Yeah, in the bus, just sitting in the bus and looking around. And I think that it was impressive how all that publicity about people that covered the city. Then I started question myself where they did get all that money, because I know that for investing in their publicity. I don't know if it said publicity and I'm making it wrong. Um, there is an amount of money, but not that much for covering all the city with publicity. Images are everywhere. So I started thinking, and that's what I do right now. That if that's a big amount of publicity about a person, that person is getting money from different
Sources.
and bad sources.
Okay, it
So
could
that's
be. Yeah. All right. How long political leaders voted into office? For how long? Is it like the same 4 years everywhere around the world? Is it four
4 years.
years? 4 years in Colombia as well?
Yeah.
Do you think it should be increased to like let's say 5 years, or it should remain the same 4 years?
In Colombia, I think that 4 years is okay because
Why?
commonly we're not okay with our leaders, or we haven't, not even one of them in the recent years. So having one for more than 4 years is um like I don't want that guy for more than 1 year, and I don't want it for 8 years or 10 years or 5 years.
Okay. All right. How has your political views changed, you know, ever since you started voting? How has your political views changed?
Well, when I was a young, I just thought that there was just I like the governor or the mayor that were corrupted. When I grew and I started reading and like getting the in 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 like when I was working, I started view sort of things, and then I watched that it's not just that the mayor got money from some of them. Okay, some of them got money from corruption, or just the governor or the president or senators. I thought that that's a hierarchy. It's not just them. It's someone who was in entities that receive money for working harder for a specific person and lets the other works apart. It's all a system. It's
Okay.
really bad.
All right. And there there are a lot of youth out there who have decided not to vote and stuff like that. Um, Not only the youth, there are a lot of people, yeah, who have made up their mind or their minds not to vote. How can we, or how can you convince somebody to exercise, his vote? You know, because whatever happens within the country affects everyone. And if you want your voice to be heard, it is through voting. Yeah. So how can you convince people to vote?
I understand why they don't decide to vote. Votes are received for one statal entity, and it's not trustful, since all the things that happen in the votation of 2018, because there were watched lots of problems. I don't know if you watched all those uh, zeros converted into eights, and that
Oh,
was made by the resistation. So it's like just a process. They decide who's going to win. The thing is that vote is important, and it has
voting
to
is
be done.
important.
Voting is important, and it has to be done, but it has to be like watched by international entities,
Oh,
because our system is not trustful.
oh, okay. Why do you think the system is not trustful?
What happened in the elections?
Oh, okay.
All
Based,
those
based on
zeros
what?
converted into eights,
Okay, so how or why do you think voting is important?
because it gives them it gives the opportunity to one person to decide who is he want to be
Governed,
governed by.
governed by, yeah. Okay, do you know, or do you have any idea how elections
Or what?
are financed or financed? Do you have any idea how
It has to
elections are
be any
organized?
tax that covers it. I know. Okay, normally it needs to be financed by the government itself, and it's a specific amount of money for mayors, governors, consuls, senators. That is a specific amount of money.
Mm.
Sadly, there is invest that is invested for other enterprises or people who specifically wants to that one person win the elections. So it's two different kind of finance sources.
Financial sources. Okay. And do you think there's a lot of, money involved during campaigns?
Yeah, it depends. If that person is clearly a good one and don't receive money from other sources, it's not that much. But if he gets money from other sources, from people who wants that person to win, that's a lot of money.
Okay. And how do you think, campaigns can be organized better or better be organized?
I think that it shouldn't be um, possible that the city is covered with images. I think that there needs to be, for example, some some places where all the persons who want to get into a position
Yeah.
could could debate in just one place, not hiring people all around the city to talk about them and making people to run with flags and with images and screaming all over the screen because they are paid for that. It's not because they think about it.
Okay. So what's your, what how do you think elections can be more representative or more representative?
I think that it has to be like in home. Nobody in the streets, just everything maybe in television.
On television?
Go on television and everyone watch it, or in the radio. And for example, all that things that are said by those people in a debate, send it in different kinds of media for all those people who are um, away from the city and has not the possibility to watch a TV or a radio program,
Okay.
but not in the streets. Not images, no people screaming, running, being paid for doing that. No.
Okay. What's your opinion about actors and actresses who run for political office? Do you think it's a good idea?
I think it might. Why I think that? Because I said, mm, our politicians are not trustful. It's
Not all of
that
them. Some.
not
Yeah.
all of them are not trustful. Or at least their image. It's really hard to hear about someone saying that they're doing a great job and they're enforcement and they work every day harder for us. That's really difficult to be heard of someone.
Okay. So like,
Another case, actors
another
are
thing.
persons who inside who inside like internalize lots of stuff. They act and they, for example, how can I say it? It's like actors and actresses are people that internalize what they act. So they have lots of points of view.
Okay.
So I think it might be okay.
So would you vote for any actress or actress who happens to run for office?
Sure, why not? Just if I have a good view of them. For example, these days, with all the the marches around the country, there are some actors and actresses that have been supporting them. I might think that if they would like to get position by in a governmental position, they will have lots of supporting.
Okay, all right. The next line of question I would like to ask is, um, do you think voting should be compulsory? Like everyone has to vote. It has to be compulsory to everyone. Do you
I
think?
don't know if in fact that's compulsory, but it's not like ruled. But sure, it might be. In fact, that's that's something that Colombians as citizens should do. It's written. We should vote, and it's written. It's not something that you should do because it's okay.
Okay, so everyone has to vote, yes?
Yes,
Mm. Okay, so that is kind of a political right, the right to
exactly,
vote, yes?
exactly.
Okay, what's your opinion about, people who don't vote? Do you think they are good citizens?
Well, I think that people that don't vote mm, are like naive.
Oh, okay.
They don't care what's happening to other people while they well. It's like I'm okay, so I don't mind what's happening around.
Oh, okay. So you
They're
think
so
that,
obnoxious.
yeah, obnoxious kind of human beings. Okay. Um, so if somebody asks you to convince them, can you give us some words of encouragement that will encourage people to vote? Can you tell us some words of encouragement to get people to get to the polls and vote whenever there are,
I
elections?
may I might be told them that one day they're going to die and Jesus Christ is going to judge him.
Oh, okay. For not voting?
You're okay in this life, but you don't know if in the other life you're going to be that okay
Hmm.
because you didn't think about anyone around.
Oh, okay.
And life is quite short for considering against an eternity.
Hmm.
They don't care, so like talking them and giving them another important reasons would like be wasting of time.
Okay. Um, who is the most controversial political figure in Colombia?
You know that name.
You don't know that name?
Albarico.
What?
The most controversial what?
The most controversial politician in Colombia.
Alvaro.
Oh, okay. All right. Um, your next question, do you think that politicians should be vetted, for security reasons?
And of course they should. That should be one step to be in one governmental position.
A step
That should
to,
be, and I don't know why it's not. That should be compulsory.
okay. So do you believe in Colombia?
I believe in Colombian people, but not in politician people.
Not in the politician.
I like Colombia. Colombian is good. People is okay. It's great. They are very supportive. But I don't trust in politicians
Okay.
and the
So,
governmental system.
would you like to be a politician one day if you're given the chance?
I think I'm not strong enough.
You're not strong enough to be a politician.
No, I
Why?
think that for me to be a politician, considering all that dirt that is around this world, that world, I don't know if I could. I would be fighting everywhere.
Like,
If someone offers me money or says that I do something that I think is wrong, I will not support it and I will be fighting everywhere.
okay, so like it is said that the best way to solve a problem is to get yourself involved, in order to know what really is going on. Yeah. So if you see that there's something wrong within the system, and the only avenue to get into that, and do your best in solving that problem, is to get yourself within that place. So once you're not within that place and you want to solve something that is going on that you think is not helpful for the citizens, how can you get yourself in there if you're not a politician?
I don't know.
What
No,
can you
I
do?
don't know.
Yeah.
Sadly, I know there are lots of um, places or people you can talk if something's wrong.
Mm,
The thing is that, let's say that for example, in this day that our cops, our police,
yeah.
it's been said that are killing some people in the marches. Would it be trustful if you get a cop and he's doing something bad and in jail that cop? It's like you're accusing a person who's in the police to the police. That's not reliable. Why will I punish myself?
Okay. All right. So I get your point of view. All right. Like all this conversation we are having is not something that we are having, to speak about somebody or someone in a bad way. We are just expressing our views. Yeah. So nothing personal. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So do you think in any way, um, the people of Colombia have accepted democracy?
I think we like the idea of democracy, but we haven't accepted our democracy.
You haven't accepted, but you like the
We like the
idea.
idea.
Why do you
We
think?
like the idea, but not our democracy. We don't trust in our democracy
Why do you think Colombians lack the idea of being democratic? Why?
because it gives us the possibility of choose how we like to be
Of
right.
choosing? Of choosing.
Yes, not about specifically choosing, but how we like to be leading.
To be led.
In which
Yeah.
way? For example, there
To
are a
be
lot
led.
of political parties, and
Mm.
each one of them have like their own point of view. So we like mm, deciding how we like to be leading, treated.
Okay.
How we
How you like to be led? Yes, to be led.
yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we're wrapping up with a conversation. It's been so nice talking to you, Mr. Juan. Is it Juan Semiedo? Yes or no? Okay.
Esteban. Let's
Oh,
lead
Juan,
it at Esteban.
yeah, Juan is, or Juancho. Yes.
Not even work for because my name is not Esteban, it's Esteban.
Esteban. Oh,
without S.
without S.
So
Okay.
no, no way.
Okay. All right, Mister. We finishing up with a conversation. The main idea about this whole thing is to encourage people that it's possible to learn English and to be able to speak good English in Colombia. Yeah. So basically, that is the main idea. So I would like to tell people out there, you know, some of the things that you have been doing to improve yourself as a student who is learning within a country where everybody speaks Spanish. Yeah, what have you been doing that has been so helpful that I can have a conversation with you and you are so fluent in any idea that I come up with. What have you been doing different?
I think that which is more important to learn English is being around all that culture, and it's really easy because, like, oh my god, the United States have like the lots of expansion in what is about to be said about media, movies, music. It's a global market,
Okay.
and it's easy to get it. So, for example, let's watch Netflix. You can put Netflix on most of the lots of the videos of the series. You can put them in subtitles English. They to speak English. Subtitles in Spanish. They to speak English. They speak Spanish. You can put some subtitles in English. So what I think it has to be done is stop watching, for example, a series in Spanish. Put it on English and subtitles in Spanish. Yeah. So being around every day and start always trying to listen music in English and watching everything in English, because let's say that you make you do a course in English, yeah, in any other school different, yeah. As soon as you finish that course and you don't keep hearing stuff in English and watching movies in English or talking to another person in English, you're going to easily forget about what you learned. And what is more important, you're not going to be fluent in doing it. You're going to be always needing a dictionary or a Google Traductor to
Google
think
Translator.
what can I say.
Yeah,
Yes.
Google Translator. Okay.
How
Okay.
is that?
Excellent. Excellent. All right, Mister. We finishing the conversation, but before we wrap up, can you tell us 5 things that people have to do in order to improve their English? Just 5. One.
One, reading in English.
Okay, reading in English.
Reading totally in English, even though without Google Traductor, just trying to to decide what that word is, having into consideration all the text. No Google Traductor, no dictionary. Just trying to keep the idea.
2.
Two, music. Music is really, really important. Pronunciation can be pronunciation and fluently can be followed by hearing music.
Okay, listening to music. 3.
Three, movies. Movies and always trying to, if I want to say something in Spanish in a conversation, trying to remember what something to say in a movie in that occasion.
Mm-hmm.
Trying like catching those ideas and having them in a conversation.
Okay, that's great. 4.
Four, something that really helped me when I was younger was every night before sleeping, um, think what I did today, but in English.
Okay, and the last
It
one,
it
the
helps.
fifth
It
one.
helps. The last one, okay. of number 5. What could be something different? Trying to search for a person not even has to be one of your friends, but maybe those kind of applications from another country, which you can stay speaking and talking and greeting, because practice makes
Perfect. Makes
practice is
sense.
everything.
Yeah.
It's not the same studying something that doing it on real time. It's never the same.
Okay. All right, Mister. Thank you. I really appreciate your time for being here. You know, as I said earlier, I'm doing this as a way of motivating people around Colombia, that it's really possible to, to learn English, irrespective of the fact that you are living in a country where all around you is all Spanish, Spanish, Spanish. So basically, that's the main idea. And I think, with time, people are gonna get to know why and the reason why I'm doing all this, just to motivate and encourage everybody who happens to learn the English language. Yeah. So, what are your final words to your fellow, citizens?
Well, if someone listens to this, specifically to that people who are marching, keep strong for everyone else.
Mm. Okay. All right, Mister. Thank you for your time once again. And hopefully, we're going to talk some other time. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thanks.
All right.